Newcastle United are making massive moves. So from Newcastle sending scouts to watch an exciting £80 million attacker, to discussing a transfer exclusive coming out of Italy, to revealing the exciting development on Newcastle potentially signing Bryan Mbeumo. Plus, we'll also reveal the key lesson we learned in Aston Villa 4 Newcastle United 1.
Is it easy? No. Do I like it? No, I don't. But do I do it? Yeah, I do, because I gave myself an ultimatum.
As per, join us as we'll break it all down.
Let's go!
So starting with what we learned in the match against Aston Villa. So Saturday's defeat at Villa Park was a brutal wake-up call for Newcastle United. A 4-1 loss that stripped away any illusions of depth or readiness to compete on multiple fronts. Yes, it's been a season of growth and progress, but this was a reminder that the job is far from done. Aston Villa hit the ground running, Ollie Watkins finding the net just 33 seconds in, catching Newcastle flat-footed from the first whistle. While Fabian Schär gave Newcastle brief hope with a headed equaliser from Harvey Barnes's cross, the second half turned into a one-sided affair. Maatsen smashed in Villa's second, Burns' own goal made it 3, and Amadou Onana's top corner strike sealed a comprehensive win. What stood out most wasn't just the goals, it was the gulf in squad depth. Jason Tindall fielded the same starting 11 for a 7th straight game. That says a lot about recent performances, but it also screams of a lack of options. Injuries and fatigue are starting to bite, and with a bench lacking impact players, there's little room for tactical flexibility. Compare that to Unai Emery's Villa side, who have managed to balance the demands of European competition while maintaining strong domestic form, largely due to their deeper squad. 5 changes from their midweek European clash, and they still looked fresh, dangerous, and balanced. Players like Marco Asensio and Ollie Watkins returning to the lineup, with talents like Rashford, Marlon, Onana, and Ramsey waiting on the bench. That's depth. That's what competing in Europe and the Premier League at the same time requires. Newcastle have a strong first 11. On their day, they can take on anyone. But scratch beneath the surface and the cracks show. Newcastle's bench options, such as Anthony Gordon and Lewis Miley, while capable, are not enough to bridge the quality gap when key starters are rested or unavailable. More concerning is the aging and injury-prone status of Callum Wilson, and the lack of proven alternatives like William Osula, Matt Targett, Emil Kraft, who have yet to establish themselves as consistent Premier League contributors. This limitation in squad depth risks Newcastle's ability to cope with the physical and mental demands of competing in both the Premier League and potentially the Champions League next season. Without proper rotation, Newcastle's style of play actually showed a significant drop in pressing intensity and defensive height, factors that allowed Villa to operate with greater freedom in attacking zones. In this match, Villa's pressing intensity and higher PPDA, passes per defensive action, indicated a proactive defensive approach that disrupted Newcastle's build-up play. Newcastle's possession index of 51.19% versus Villa's 48.81% suggests they were not outplayed in terms of ball control, but Villa's sharper direct speed and build-up play efficiency translated into more effective attacking opportunities, reflected in 24 shots and 4 goals. Without more high-level reinforcements this summer, it's hard to see how this squad sustains another Champions League run, with consistent intensity and energy in every game. As such, the Villa match served as a clear signal to Newcastle's management that the current squad depth is insufficient to sustain a challenging campaign on multiple fronts. The disparity in bench quality and squad rotation options must be addressed in the summer transfer window if Newcastle are to solidify their status among Europe's elite and avoid the fatigue and injury pitfalls that have hampered them in previous Champions League campaigns. The return of players like Sven Botman and Lewis Hall will bolster the defense, but strengthening the squad's overall depth, especially in attacking and midfield roles, remains a priority to bridge the gap with clubs like Aston Villa, who have demonstrated the blueprint for balancing domestic and European demands effectively. Because right now, Villa are a step ahead, not in potential, but in preparation, in depth, in how ready they are to rotate and still compete. Newcastle still sit ahead of Villa in the table, with a 2-point cushion for that crucial 5th spot. But performances like this one show the margin is razor thin. The ambition is clear. The next step, building a squad that's not just top tier on paper, but resilient, deep, and built to last. With that, Newcastle is actually making moves. According to recent reports, Newcastle United together with Arsenal and Liverpool have all sent scouts to observe Eintracht Frankfurt's £80 million-rated attacker Hugo Ekitike. signaling a growing interest among Premier League heavyweights in the French forward. Despite already being on the radar of these clubs, the recent Europa League clash against Tottenham Hotspur offered a unique opportunity to see Ekitike perform against a Premier League defense, particularly under the watchful eye of Romano, one of the league's top defenders. However, the scouts' reports from this match might have tempered expectations, as Ekitike struggled to make a significant impact, managing only 2 shots, 1 off target and 1 blocked, and appearing visibly frustrated by his limited influence on the game. The detailed statistics from that Tottenham match highlight both his involvement and the limitations of his performance. With a 6.9 match rating, over 90 minutes, Ekitike touched the ball 43 times, completed 72% of his 18 passes, and created 3 key passes, including 1 big chance. He successfully completed 1 dribble out of 2 attempts, won 2 aerial duels, and 2 ground duels out of 9 contested. However, he lost possession 18 times, indicating struggles with ball retention under defensive pressure. The absence of shots on target and only a single shot off target reflect his difficulty in creating clear scoring opportunities against a disciplined defense. This performance underscores why the scouts may have left with reservations about his immediate readiness for the Premier League, especially at Frankfurt's demanding £80 million price tag. Also statistically, Ekitike's season presents a mixed picture. Over 29 matches, 27 starts, he has accumulated 2,228 minutes of playtime, averaging 77 minutes per game. His goal tally stands at 14, with a 20.01 expected goals ratio, indicating he has underperformed slightly in front of goal relative to the quality and quantity of chances he has received. His scoring frequency of 1 goal every 159 minutes and an average of 0.5 goals per game show promise, but also highlight room for improvement in finishing. He takes an average of 3.6 shots per game, with 1.4 on target, but the notable 13 big chances missed underline a need for greater clinicality, an area that might concern Premier League scouts evaluating his readiness to step up. Beyond goal scoring, Ekitike contributes with playmaking, registering 5 assists and a 4.83 expected assists, which points to his ability to create opportunities for teammates. He averages 35.1 touches per game and has created 9 big chances, supported by 1.3 key passes per game. His passing accuracy sits at 77%, with higher accuracy within his own half, 86%, and a slightly lower rate, 71%, in the opposition half, demonstrating decent ball control and distribution under pressure. His ability to execute various types of passes, long balls at 72% accuracy, chip passes at 78%, and crosses at 47%, reveals versatility in his playmaking arsenal, though crossing accuracy could be an area for improvement. Ekitike's heat map reveals a player who operates primarily in and around the opponent's box, with significant activity on the right and left channels and in central attacking areas. This positional versatility allows him to function both as a striker and on the wings, offering tactical flexibility to potential suitors. His involvement across these zones underlines his role as a forward who seeks out spaces between defenders and looks to exploit channels on the flanks. However, the recent Europa League encounter against Tottenham highlighted some of the challenges Ekitike faces at the highest level. Facing a robust defense marshaled by Romano, he struggled to impose himself, and the limited chances he had were effectively neutralized. This suggests that while his technical skills and potential are evident, the transition to a physically demanding and tactically astute Premier League defense might require further development. Despite this, Hugo Ekitike remains a tantalizing prospect for Premier League clubs, offering a blend of goal-scoring ability and creative playmaking from a young age. Yet questions linger about his consistency and finishing under pressure, especially when matched against top-tier defenders. Frankfurt's substantial valuation adds another layer of complexity, potentially pricing him out of immediate moves for clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool, who may prioritize other targets. As a result, Ekitike could well remain in Germany for another season to refine his game before making the leap to England. For Newcastle, who are also scouting the player, the striker's potential versatility across forward positions adds appeal, but they too must weigh the cost against his current output and readiness to thrive in the Premier League's demanding environment. Then also, as the summer transfer window approaches, Mbeumo is anticipated to become one of the standout names, with several major English clubs like Tottenham, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest and Liverpool vying for his signature. However, According to TBR Football's chief correspondent Graham Bailey, Newcastle is the frontrunner in this race. He emphasizes that the interest in Mbeumo stems from the belief that he could become the next breakout star in the Premier League. Bailey notes that Mbeumo's market value is around £50 million, and there is an understanding at Brentford that he is likely to be the next player to leave the club. While Brentford's performance this season could be viewed as a plateau rather than a disappointment, it has fueled speculation about Mbeumo's future. Bailey highlights the strong interest from Newcastle, while also acknowledging that Arsenal has been monitoring him closely. He suggests that if Mohamed Salah were to leave Liverpool, Mbeumo would have been a viable option for the Reds. Under Eddie Howe's leadership, Newcastle is eager to reinforce their attack, particularly on the right flank, which has been a key area of focus. Mbeumo's versatility and dynamic playstyle make him a perfect fit for Howe's tactical vision, as he frequently operates not only on the right wing, but also cuts inside to influence play centrally, as shown clearly in his season heat map. Examining Mbeumo's season statistics reveals why so many clubs are keen to secure his services. Over 33 Premier League matches, he has played every minute, totaling nearly 3,000 minutes on the pitch, which speaks to his fitness and consistency. His 18-goal tally, alongside 6 assists, underlines his dual threat as both a scorer and creator. Impressively, his expected goals stands at 10.56 ratio, indicating that he is outperforming the quality of chances presented to him, scoring approximately every 165 minutes. This efficiency highlights his sharp finishing ability and composure in front of goal. Complementing his scoring, Mbeumo's expected assists, XA, of 8.53, reflects his creativity and vision, suggesting he is instrumental in crafting high-quality opportunities for his teammates. Diving deeper into his creative output, Mbeumo averages 49.6 touches per game, indicating his active involvement in build-up play. He creates 16 big chances throughout the season and averages 1.9 key passes per game, demonstrating a consistent ability to unlock defenses. His passing accuracy is generally solid, with an overall accuracy of 75% per game, including an 81% accuracy rate in his own half, which underscores his reliability in possession under less pressure, while his accuracy in the opposition half drops slightly to 64%. This is understandable given the increased defensive intensity he faces. His long balls and chip passes also show moderate accuracy rates, 52% and 54% respectively, revealing a willingness to attempt varied and progressive passing options. However, his crossing accuracy is notably lower at 25%, which suggests while he attempts to deliver balls into the box, this area could be refined to increase his assist potential. Mbeumo's ability to take on defenders is another key facet of his game. He successfully completes 1.3 dribbles per game with a 52% success rate, illustrating his skill in beating opponents and creating space. In duels, he wins 4.7 per game, 46% success, with a slightly better success rate in ground duels at 53%, indicating a competitive edge in physical contests. His aerial duel success rate is lower at 32%, which aligns with his playing style as a winger, who relies more on agility and technical skill than aerial prowess. Despite this, his physicality is sufficient to compete effectively and maintain possession under pressure. However, he does lose possession 16.5 times per game, a number that reflects both his high involvement and the risks he takes when driving forward with the ball. In terms of discipline and game intelligence, Mbeumo commits relatively few fouls, 0.7 per game, while being fouled more frequently, 1.2 times per game, which speaks to his ability to draw defenders and create set-piece opportunities. His offside occurrences are minimal at 0.3 per game, reflecting good timing and positional awareness in his attacking runs. Taking all these factors into account, Mbeumo emerges as a highly productive, versatile winger who offers a blend of goal-scoring, creative playmaking, and tactical adaptability. His ability to consistently create and convert chances makes him a standout performer for Brentford and a coveted asset for Premier League clubs aiming to bolster their attacking options. Newcastle's pursuit of Mbeumo signals a strategic move to inject pace, creativity, and finishing ability into their forward line, potentially transforming their right wing into a potent attacking outlet. Then, in another development, despite Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham United all keenly eyeing AC Milan defender Malick Thiaw, a player whose potential move has sparked significant interest in the Premier League. TBR Football confirms that Newcastle remains particularly interested in Thiaw, who was previously linked with them last summer but ultimately stayed at the San Siro. With 3 of Newcastle's primary centre-backs now over the age of 30, the club is actively searching for long-term defensive solutions. Thiaw's situation at AC Milan is nuanced. While he is not unhappy at the club, the decision regarding the head coach for next season will play a crucial role in his future. Current coach Sergio Conceição has faced challenges this season, with Milan languishing in 9th place in Serie A, which may influence Thiaw's decision if a significant change occurs. Interest from Tottenham and West Ham adds to the competitive landscape, as both clubs look to bolster their squads after a lackluster league campaign. Thiaw's rise in European football has been notable, with Bild recognizing him as one of the greatest talents in Europe. At just 23 years old, he has already made 83 appearances for AC Milan and earned 3 caps for the German national team. Comparisons to elite defenders like Sergio Ramos and Joel Matip underscore his potential impact. Analyzing Thiaw's statistics reveals a defender with a solid all-around game. Over the past year, he has attempted an average of 62.61 passes per 90 minutes, boasting an impressive pass completion rate of 93.3%. Also, his ability to progress the ball is highlighted by his average of 4.76 progressive passes per match, placing him in the 83rd percentile for this metric. Although his successful take-on rate is lower at 0.12, however, his tactical understanding and ball-reading skills are highly regarded. Defensively, Thiaw averages 1.65 tackles and 0.69 interceptions per game, with a solid 4.18 clearances per match. His aerial prowess is notable, winning 2.3 aerial duels per game, placing him in the 66th percentile. This physicality, combined with his height, makes him a formidable presence in defensive situations. His heat map illustrates his active involvement across the pitch, particularly in the defensive third, indicating where he consistently engages in play. With 21 matches played this season, Thiaw's total minutes reflect his integral role in Milan's defense, and he has kept 7 clean sheets, which further emphasizes his defensive reliability. As such, Malick Thiaw emerges as a highly promising prospect for any club looking to strengthen their defensive lineup. His combination of technical ability, tactical awareness, and physical attributes makes him an attractive option for Premier League clubs. As Newcastle, Tottenham, and West Ham vie for his signature, Thiaw's future will likely hinge on both his personal ambitions and the direction of AC Milan as the summer transfer window approaches. And then finally, if you would want to know the scary truth about Eddie Howe they don't want you to know about, click the video link on screen now.